Good evening. I'd like to speak for a second about Mitt Romney evidently voting the Democrats to impeach Donald Trump. He's one of the only Republicans that did so. Not lauding Mitt Romney. I remember when they had the Sean King thing. Seth King or Sean King? I think it was Seth King. He came out and said, "What's wrong with white supremacy?" This is like around the time of Dr. King's holiday last year. Don't remember the exact date. And he said when he went to school, he was taught this, that, and the other. And he's like, "What's wrong with white supremacy?" He's a senator from Iowa. He's been reelected there like the last 20 years or 15 years or something. Republicans came out, full stop, spoke against it. They said, hey, we don't support this, took all his duties away from him. What does this mean? Why does this matter? Why? He's been in there all this time. He's had little parties and stuff where he's talked about this stuff. And they said, actually, Mitt Romney is one of the only people, I think he went to one of them. He stopped going. Huckabee, all the rest of them. Huckabee was the former governor of Arkansas. All those guys used to go to his speaking events. He's a racist. I mean, what's wrong with white supremacy? Well, I wonder what all the black people that were hung up in trees would say about that. Wonder. This is that paternalistic, the Caucasian knows all, he's superior. Everywhere we go, anywhere we get into is legitimate. Anything we do, if we go somewhere, even if we were under the wrong pretense, and one person shoots at us, the whole town needs to die. This is that fascist ideology. And I realize now those kind of people, you can't reason with them. People that support that kind of thinking. Seth King is a dinosaur. And he's an ideologue from the past. He represented. And when I seen that Mitt Romney kind of recognized that, I had a little more respect for him. I'm not going to say I'm surprised that he voted for Trump's impeachment, that he acknowledged, the fact that this is criminal. You've had other Republicans say the same thing. Very early on, they started to question the process and not actually the evidence. Mitt Romney, I thought about, if you go back, you had people who didn't support the Iraq War that I have an immense amount of respect for today. You had a few people that did. You had people who were against the Vietnam War back in the day. We don't remember them, There were people who were against segregation. There were white men that spoke out against segregation and knew it was wrong. This wasn't just, there were abolitionists back in the day, white men that knew that slavery was wrong, enslaving other people as property was wrong. They knew this. Mitt Romney will forever, in my mind, be on that side of history. People have spoke about the Nazis. I've heard a lot of people speak about how they knew Germans and how they knew that the Nazis, that was an embarrassment for Germany. You have all these museums in Germany and all this stuff to this day that, they teach the kids about it, right or wrong. But they knew that it was a great embarrassment, it was a national shame. And that's why I tell you guys that it's not about Germany. Fascism is a response to capitalism's failures. It's like a guy that goes out and does something dumb and gets fired from his job. And so maybe, other people are depending on him and now they're in doubt because he's not making money anymore, right? Making the money he was making before, facing legal problems. So he said, all right, I'm going to kill the person that got him fired. That's fascism. He might have gotten fired for a completely legitimate reason that 99.9 of the people in the city might say, yeah, it was wrong, he should be fired. But the people that were depending on him are enraged because it was never about the issues. It was about a system they wanted to protect that they depended on. That's what fascism is. That's the root of why you got 1,000 or 5,000 armed white men running around with assault rifles and ski masks in Virginia. I think you had something in Kentucky recently with the same thing. That's why you had Charlottesville. This is fascism. And these are all these all come from the root of an unstable economy. I'm not really interested in buying more and more guns. I want to get filters for my water filter. I want to get like a bunch of oatmeal I've stored up in here. I want to, put money aside for my tires and, for my car. This is what normal people do. You see, normal people, I have my gas tank most time. My car is at least 3/4 full. It's full right now. Normal people, like I said, I want to get a bunch of oatmeal saved up. I want to get, I want to get tires, replace my car tires and stuff. What else? I want to actually set aside a car fund in case of any kind of thing, and I'll just let that money build over time just for my car and not touch it. These are things normal people do. Making life easier, making life better, making life simpler. I talked to you guys about, these charges I have for my phone. It's an end cap that stays in the phone, and this magnetically attaches to it. This is the stuff normal people do. You do things to better your life, to better the lives of your children, and to excel in life. These people, for lack of a better word, are domestic terrorists. Period. These are, I'm talking about the people who are in the state houses with guns and rifles. I'm talking about people who are protecting Trump, no matter what he does. I'm listening to him, Mit Romney, his little speech he did, recognized this was not perfect. This was basically criminal stuff Trump did. I'm just thinking to myself, like, this guy's on the right side of history. It doesn't make it any better. Doesn't make the times any better. But I think when we look back at it, it's humbling to know these people were not all racists. They were not all bigoted. They were not all in support of a president that abuses government and goes out of his way to abuse government. I mean, you just had Vindman get fired yesterday. I think it was Friday. Got fired Friday. And we know he got fired basically because he chose to speak up, to stand up, and speak against corruption. Speak against this corrupt president and all the shit he does. And, I don't know why. I was just thinking about that, and I was like, man, why hasn't he been fired yet? Then he gets fired. I mean, it's just, it's so ridiculous because this guy is so easy to figure out. It's a little child, If you're not 100%, I remember when that lady, that ambassador, was talking about, she was worried, and somebody was like, well, you just need to be 100%. You need to show them you're in support of him. No, you don't. You need to keep doing your job. And I need to be a president that's legitimate enough that you can respect my conduct. You don't have to like what I do. A lot of folks didn't like Obama, but you don't have folks coming out against him like this. Why? Because he wasn't meddling with them. It wasn't about meddling with them and making a bunch of stupid comments and stuff. Trump told foreign parties, he talked about her and she needed to be removed and things she's going to go through something. And I just keep thinking to myself why more people aren't mad about that. I mean, one thing I've learned when it comes to police and the government and all that is that they're in together. If I go out here and I threaten a cop or I threaten a cop's life and another cop finds out, something may happen to me. It doesn't matter if that cop that arrests me or catches me likes the other one. Something may still happen to me because the way they look at it is I'm disrespecting their, industry, their whatever, the authority of the position. I thought that was the way the system worked, and with Trump, it's It's like a mind. It's like a spell almost. He says that these people are bad. Everybody's like, well, they're bad. You know, that shit outraged people. That Trump was talking about removing somebody, and Giuliani was openly talking about she's in the way. And I mean, this is gangster. And what it shows you is you've got a number of Nazis in America, man. We're there. You've got a number of Nazis, a number of people out here that would 110% engage in violence if they could, and don't really care about the legitimacy of the presidency. But this stuff shows you. You've got a good number of people out here who are like that, who don't care. And we shouldn't expect them to. Peace.